Lord, that they will, their steps will be quickened so we can get to this, oh Lord. So we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. In your name we praise you. Amen.
Amen and amen. Well, guys, you heard she said keep it clean. So
I'm lying.
oh Lord. Oh my goodness. Yes. We can keep it clean. We always keep it clean. But you know, we got Dr. Denise on the line. She keeps it clean, but I mean she is just saying how it is. She just tells you how it is. And sometimes, you know, it might not come out how you want it to. But I know everybody was probably thinking, well, what do they mean make the bed do the tingle? What you mean by that? So I'm going to share a short video. Oh, and let me just put the link in the group because I know some people. Do you know that on one of our sex talks, we had over 1,000 views on YouTube? What? 1,000 views on YouTube, guys. Yes. So I was like, what? So people are absolutely loving sex talk Thursdays. Okay, joining that conversation. And so this is exciting times where we want to make it light. We don't want to make it too you know, but I want to show you where that comment came in where we say what we are saying. So hold on, let me see if this is it. Give me a second, guys. Let me just pull it up. And it's a video from a young gentleman in the Bahamas. He's a comedian. He's absolutely hilarious. He always has me like lay out. He is just so silly. But it stems from him. And so I just want to share it. Hold on one second. Let me see if it, hold on, it's not allowing me. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, let me just do this. Y'all might find it funny, you might not. I might just have a weird sense of humor. So let's see. This gentleman right here, he is absolutely hilarious. And so this is where I make the bed do the tingle. This is where it came from, guys.
This what I busy doing, all right? I busy. I make the bed. Do the thing. Ice make the bed. Do the thing. Ice make the bed. Do the thing. Ice make the bed. Do the.
Mike, you're muted.
That's where it came from. What did you think, Mava?
I
Keeping it clean. You said clean.
That's why I can't go back on it right away.
You know, he just said he make the bed. I do the tingle. He make the bed. I do the.
I'm not into rapping. I'm sorry. I'm into unwrapping. I'm not into rapping.
Yes, so listen, guys, it's exciting times. So King Clive, I know you're out there, and Dr. Denise should be on the line. I know she was. I think she just got dropped. Let me see, because we are about to, oh, here she is. Let me bring her back up. Because, you know, when I was talking about, I sent out a note and talked about how the microbiome and combining the microbiome with other microbiomes, things happen. And that, you know, it is known that, I think it dropped her back as panelist. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on tonight. Let's see. Okay, she's co-host. So, Dr. Denise, I know you're out there. We've been missing you, girl. But I know you getting all, you know, situated where you were at, but it's all good. But we missing you still. We missing you still, girl. We missing you still.
I don't know, guys.
So, yeah, but I want you to speak to, because I don't know if persons really are going to understand. You've done presentations before, like, you know, regarding the vaginal microbiome, the penile microbiome, and people probably have missed it because I think we did that like months ago, like months and months ago.
Yep.
And I just want you to keep it light, not too heavy, because, you know, people, it's 10 o'clock, they might be having their belage on the side of them, or maybe it's a warm cup of cronwy, so they might nod off a little bit if we talk a little too deep. But can you explain to them the power of the penile microbiome and the power of the vaginal microbiome, And, the mix and match, like the Modge Podge of it all going together, like it just becomes one big old microbiome party. Like, can you talk about it?
Oh gosh, Dr. Rutan, you're putting that face up. Oh my God. All right. Well, our microbiome, as King Clive will always explain to us, refers to a collection of our microorganisms in our bodies. And the penile microbiome, especially the head gland, which is called the distal urethra, there are certain bacteria that are wedged in those ridges in the penis, in the penile gland. So if it's uncircumcised, it's a little more healthier because there's not lodge there, but once circumcised and that moist area, these bacteria get there. Now there are the good bacteria, which is the coronarian bacteria. And that also there is strep bacteria in that foreskin as well. All right, so it's Corynebacterium and also staph bacteria there. Those are the really two dominant colonizing bacteria in the penile gland. When friction happens or sexual intercourse happens, the vaginal microbiome has lactobacillus acidophilus. And if the pH goes off in the vaginal microbiome, which is supposed to stay at a 4.5, all is well and healthy, providing we have the same sex partner. What tends to happen and changes the microbiome or the bacterial changes, which can become dysbiosis, or it can, vaginal dysbiosis that takes place. It's a change in the bacteria, is when, as Dr. Rutan, like Mike coined it, dipping in, dipping out with different partners. What you are getting now, you don't know what that outside partner may have, because here's what, it hides in the penile gland and rarely shows its head. But when sex or intercourse takes place, what tends to happen through friction and the interaction of these bodies, coitus coming together, there is a friction there. And when the exchange, semen and vaginal exchange happens, that is where the bacteria leaves the penile gland, leaves the penis and enters into the vagina. And in women, we see and feel because we are open. So we will start feeling the yeast, the candida, the burning, the itching, the change, which causes, differentiation in the system and causes things like HPVs or inflammation of the vaginal of the vaginal canal, or even starts, that change there. And that is where all obsession happens. Now, in a same relationship, what we see happening, the microbiome, the bacteria get together and they have this unison with each other. So what tends to happen? Your microbiome is interchanged with your partner's microbiome and vice versa. And you will find that there is no friction, there is no, dysbiosis changes within the bacterial walls or the bacteria in itself with these two bacteria coming together. So you would find there is no issues there then, because a lot of women sometimes get, now I'm not saying that if you do get it, something your partner is cheating on you or having an, outside dipping out. But what I am saying, sometimes the foods that we eat, certain things, environments and things can change. Certain, prescribed medication can also change that biological terrain there. So it's not that I'm saying that, okay, the first time a woman feels East Candida or something happens, but more or less it is interchanged with these liquids within the body. And now the medical facility is saying that because of this, that is how they realize that these STDs and HPVs and all of that are being transferred. So back over to you, Dr. Ruthan. We continue the conversation.
So I'm just like, how can, hold on one second, my son decides to turn the TV on. How can we utilize and assist persons? Because, you know, I know the Balaj can assist in many ways. And I'm hearing that, you know, this microbiome is something that, because people keep on asking me, well, how does the Balaj fit in? Like, how do these products fit in? Because y'all talk about microbiome, y'all talk about mitochondria. How does it fit in? Like, how can it fit in? How does it help? How can we assist persons? Because like today I was reading where, you know, your sexuality, how you're feeling sexually can be motivated by your microbiome. Like, so what, how do we do that? Like, what do we do? Like, how can our
Okay.
products help?
Our products help in such a way because it's the same bacteria, the same formulation of the olive leaves, the rosemary leaves, and all of these that they have worked, you know, through nanotechnology in giving the body that type of microflora bacteria in the system. So it's the same way these bacteria that we have in our body, whether it's strep, whether it's lactobacillus, whether there is, Corynebacterium, all of these different types of bacteria lives on these, like we say, raw food bacteria. Now it can change and become, BVs, bacterial vaginosis, or dysbiosis, right? Where the community, the microbial community is altered, and, in comparison to normal communities. But what it is safely telling us is that it can correct the altered community, the bacteria, because that is what it feeds on. We have all of these bacteria in our body, but it takes an environment to alter it. It takes different things that we do with our bodies to alter it. And that is what is the main thing here. So having used our formulations, especially the Belage, which is our flagship product as well. Remember, the technology behind Belage is that it is formulated to fight against bacteria that has gone rogue in our body. It is an immune builder. It builds the system. It corrects a certain biological changes that is happening in the body, because our body is totally made of bacteria, is 90% bacteria. So we have to understand these different bacteria, whatever trillion bacteria we have in our body, it is altered by certain chemicals, nutraceuticals, pharmaceuticals, foods we are eating. But our Belage, because of its technology behind it and the raw food technology with the olive leaves, the rosemary leaves, and all of these, the black beans as well, and whatever, we have there. I don't want to go into detail with the formulation because it's going to be time consuming. That is the microflora is going to correct those issues with anybody. And I'll tell you something, folks. It doesn't matter how the word I'm looking for. It doesn't matter what type of changes that has happened in our system, whether it's an STD, whether it's a yeast candida, whether it's vaginal, bacterial vaginosis, and all of these things. Whatever we have in our system, it's one thing that corrects these things. We don't use the word cure. But once we get that raw food, that formulation, the bacteria in itself, the potency, it is going to correct those issues within the body. And that is what, I have treated persons with herpes simplex 1 and 2. They have until 9. And we have seen the changes within them by using the formulation, against other things. Now, we're not saying that is going to cure HIV, is going to cure whatever is coming out here. We don't use the word cure, but it can correct and it can alter the bacteria to get it back where it needs to be, so that the body can produce the right colonies, so that the impaired ones will be restructured. So it's basically about the cell signals in those bacteria to bring it back to that homeostasis stage. Back over to you, Dr. Ruthan.
Wow. Okay. That sounds good. Now, curious question. King Clive, you know, I can't leave you out, Charlie. You know, what if I come home and I'm not in the mood? How can Arbolage help with mood to get things started? Clive?
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yes, because we are connected by nerves, by chemicals. We're a chemical being. Things that cause you to be off mood, things can also correct your mood and put you in the mood. And persons are stimulated by different things. You know, men may be stimulated by sight and touch. Women are mostly stimulated by touch. But when you are in touch with your microbiome, then that's a different thing. When we consume products like Belage and the other sister products, they have what they call metabolites. Now, metabolites are what your microbiomes feed on. If they are healthy, they produces the different chemicals in the body, neurotransmitters. These guys help to determine your mood. So serotonin, of course, and dopamine, they are instrumental in what your moods are like. One of the most important things we need to do is to ensure that our microbiome is healthy so that it is producing the right levels of these neurotransmitters that are to help us. And oftentimes, men always seem to be ready for the bedroom performance, but women have to be placed in a particular type of mood because there are so many things that are happening. She has many more hormones running wild in her body, and there are factors at work, being stressed by the nature of the job that she's doing, being stressed by just leaving from work and getting home, being stressed by the children, being stressed by money. Oh, you know, money is an important thing. When money ain't running, the mood ain't right. And that mood affects how the bedroom works. So there are many factors that comes to bear on the creating the right mood and atmosphere inside the bedroom. And we have to at least ensure that our neurotransmitters are working, that our microbes are being fed, that we have a healthy state of mind, our mindset, our heart set, and the skill sets that we need in order to make the bedroom happen. Because mood plays a very important role. You know, sometimes a woman doesn't want to be touched, but after a while, when she's touched, then she finds herself in a mood if the man knows how to play the cards right. So we are hardwired to be stimulated by chemicals, and microbes make the okay. For example, you may be lying in your bed, just about ready to go to sleep, and some bacteria in your body wants a particular type of soda, the black one. It makes a particular type of chemical, goes through the vagus, the enteric nervous system, into the vagus nerve, into your brain, and create a desire for that thing. You cannot sleep well until you go, put on your clothes, go down the road, buy that bottle of soda, come back and consume it over ice if that is what is want, and such like. In a similar way, our neurotransmitters for sex are hardwired in a similar way. And certain things can trigger certain mood and attitudes, and but we just need to be balanced, to be whole, to be well for bedroom to happen really, because it can be a gigantic task to overcome some hurdles because the moods are off, and men can sometimes write a book because of the different moods that a lady may be in, especially when she's near that particular cycle or just after that cycle. Sometimes men are happiest in that period because a lady tend to be more aroused in that period, but the men need to know how to play their cards. So it's an interesting thing. We need to study it some more, but I know the microbes play a critical role in how you are able to release the pheromones that give you that give you that right mood, and turn the lights down low and draw the window curtains and let Jamoon come shining into our lives again. So it takes, it's an art in knowing how to do it, but you have to be mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically ready for this to happen. But some persons are not ready because their hormones are out of balance. I don't know if I'm making sense to you.
So curious question, King Clive. So along with the ballage for, mind and mood, because I think that releases something. I know you always say it releases something with the ballage, because can I take the Hasaki? Because I know Hasaki helps with testosterone and estrogen levels. So will that kind of help with my hormonal levels? Like, going out of whack and crazy?
Well, it may be out of whack and crazy because of damage, imbalance. What these products do is it create the nutrients for the right types of microbes to be there and create harmony so that the gut is not dominated by one or two types of microbes. So it takes many different types of microbes secreting their different chemicals in harmony to make the human body work. So that is why the products are so beneficial, because it creates harmony, it nourishes your microbes and make them healthy. If they are healthy, then you can expect to be healthy emotionally and spiritually and physically. Because some persons, because they don't have the energy, they feel tired, they are not able to perform. Can you imagine a product that targets your mitochondria, stimulates your mitochondria? You have the energy. So you have the physical energy, you are stimulated, you have the mental energy, and it is the psychological things are fixed. And so it's a combination of stuff, but what the product is able to do is to fix your mood. Fix, some persons are anxious, some persons are depressed. And because sex starts in the mind, it is very critical that persons fix the mind. And the microbes play a very important part in the mind, because you have a gut mind and you have a mind in your brain, and they work in synergy. So we must realize the part that the mind in the gut plays in all the bedroom activity and performance.
So from what I heard from Dr. Denise and what I'm hearing from you, it's kind of, let's combine them both. So it sounds like when I kick off my shoes and I come inside after a hard day's work, I need to be chugging back a bottle or a glass of Ballage at the same time. So I kick off my shoes and I drink my Ballage so that my mitochondria gets energized, my mind is hydrated, it's getting right, and then maybe take a little Hasaki shake on the down low, and you never know when that little light, that mood switch, and the little music started playing. Then it's like I hear my bed do the tingle.
Just like that, they play a part in all areas of our lives, and the bedroom is part of it. I am also going as far as to say that when a guy is putting an argument to a young lady, the microbes from the man is checking out the microbes of the lady, and they're interacting. And the microbes might, in its own way, whisper in our ears, please take away yourself. This man is of no use to you. There's no synergy. I don't pick up anything of any value.
Hold on. Now you got to repeat that again, because that does catch me off guard, Clive.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys are interpreting.
What did whispering?
Oh, they're whispering and say, hey, this guy is bad news. He's a bum. He doesn't meet your standards and criteria. He is not going to be of any benefit to you. He's coming for one thing and he's looking for one thing. So it is remember, your microbiome, it is not only the eyes and the ears of your immune system. but it communicates with your brain because your brain is set in one place. So this is your brain outside of your body and your brain inside of your body, so that it is giving you information that your body would not know unless it is profiling on the outside to see stuff and pick up stuff and interacting with the persons and co-mingling with the person's microbe and see that whether or not these things are going to work well in unity, and check out compatibility and things of that nature. So it's a very intricate thing, but sometimes if the microbes like you, say, hey, give this guy a chance. He is cool. I like his vibe. I like his energy. I like his synergy. His pheromones are saying, one, let's go for it. Take the ride.
But there's like there's this, oh Lord, I can't remember, man. There's this like when I know. When a man has swag, women on here, I don't know if I know there's some women on here. Y'all know when a man has swag. You look at him and it's just like, what the second trend. This man just got swag just dripping off him. And you're like, wow. I wonder if that's when your microbiome is be talking to his microbiome. You're like, mother sick, he fine boy.
Yes, all kind of chemicals are being released, and it is being interpreted by the brain. Yeah, and you decide to go or not to go based upon information that you get. Sometimes you override your greater sense of judgment. You make a mistake, and what do you say eventually? I should have followed my gut feelings, etc.
Well, see, I love how Lisa, and guys, y'all know y'all can participate at any time. Just raise your hand, let us know so that you can participate in the conversation. Lisa, I love how you said, she's like swagalicious. You know exactly what I talk about, Lisa. So Lisa, I can bring you up, right? Because you know exactly what I'm speaking about when I say, listen, I know women, I don't know if anybody else has done this before, right? I have literally sat in a bank and I have watched as a woman walks in. Now the woman got big bogey, and she's literally quamming. She ain't just walking. She is quamming across the floor. And I have watched as the men's eyes literally follow her across the room. I'm like, well, mother sick. That's what women is do to man. That's his microbiome going, mother sick dread. Man, but I know women, when we see that man with them swag, it's be like, That's how you feel. That's how we feel. I don't know about any other women on here. Dr. Denise, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You just be like, you just be like, no.
It's interesting to hear ladies saying that, because usually it is portrayed that the men are the ones that have these types of feeling, urges, and emotions. So it is interesting now that you're balancing the scale for us to hear that women sometimes do look and for certain appeal and certain signs and certain signals and pick up certain stuff. So keep on talking. We are learning.
Listen, Clive, let me tell you something. Don't mind us. Like we're very good at holding it together. See, a man will sometimes often never see a woman looking at another man. Like we're just good at that. We're just bad. God created some amazing creatures called women, okay? And we ain't come from your rib for no reason. Okay? We got this down back. But let me tell you something. Women, we will not show it on our face. But inside, we say, well, mother sick trend, mother, oh my, what I could do to him right now. That's actually what's going on in our mind. Like, when in the cartoon, when the eyes is pop out the head and go,
and the tongue dropping off.
Listen to me. That's how we think. But unlike men, we don't react. We're very calm. We're like, oh, there goes a guy. Okay. Yeah. And inside we're dying. And like, I think who was it that said it on there in the chat that said, and we go into the bathroom and talk about you. Mama, your hand up, but you ain't saying nothing. Talk, my love, talk.
Well, I'm listening to two doctors talking about all this thing. Oh, you guys complicating thing about microbiome and this and that. Man need meat, woman need man. Boom, 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 boom. You don't need our own chemical business and reaction. We all feel it. We don't need any, we don't need to put a tag on it. We just do it till we're satisfied.
Okay, bedroom bully.
And for real, bedroom
You
bully.
understand? Just do it till you're satisfied.
Let's do
Well,
it.
you know what you going through all this for? You're coming
Guys,
here and
y'all
talking about
listen,
this
y'all ain't
microbiome.
hearing that all day. Do it till
Eh?
you're satisfied. Man, take that.
Yeah.
Bop.
Listen now, like Lisa said, you had to watch it, you had to scope it, you're melting inside, you're seeing how
Waste
we
of time.
move, you're seeing that
Waste of time.
button. Mama, you
Waste so
ready
much
that
time.
bedroom good. That is what have us drooling, right? Right, Dr. Rutan, Lisa?
Man, listen, that is taking to next levels, man.
I-
Oh, Clive, let me tell you something. Another thing, at least I know for me, the smell of a man.
Yes.
Oh gosh, yes,
Cologne.
I was
Yes.
going to say
The
that one.
sick.
Yeah.
The cologne. Listen,
Yes.
just like a woman, just like a man watches a woman
Mm.
cross the floor, a
Mm.
woman will walk after that man like, God
Smell
damn,
it.
he smells
Can I
good.
follow
And the
you
thing
home?
is, with a woman, Clive, we don't undress you. You done naked. We don't do it. It over.
You
We don't
know?
jump your bones and walk
He
away.
don't know. He doesn't even know. He doesn't
Man,
even
you
know that
done,
he got hit.
we done had our session and we moved on.
We moved
Oh.
Because
on.
if you smell good, it over like Donkey Kong. Done. Done did it. Done did it. Lisa, you got your hand up. Speak, my love.
Yes, my hand up long time.
Hey,
You see, that's what Clyde talk about the microbiome and with the, let me tell all that, let me give all that this little short story. I was sitting by a place a day depressed a few years ago, sit down and I'm going through some things and things. And a car pull up. And I was really by a friend, sit down, you know, just chilling. A car pull up. And the driver of that car come out of the car. When that man come out the car, my paws stand up. I never see swag like that in my life. And he ain't doing nothing out of the ordinary, you know. He just command a presence.
Yes.
You hear what I'm telling you? I watch that man without watching a demand, if you get me drift.
Uh-huh.
And when that man walked into where I was, and he walked and the person who I was by, he said to the person, who is that woman? Just so. And the person say, who I am. And he tell that woman, he say, I want to take you out, please. I would like to take you out. Just like that. He said, I don't know, what about you? And I say, well, I don't know, what about you either? So it was an instant chemistry.
Microbiome saying,
And that is the,
you guys in the lab.
yes, and that
That's
is the
microbiome talk.
only way. I realized that a lot of people does be attracted to me. I don't be attracted like that to people, to men. It does be like one in between. In a long set will catch my fancy. You understand? And if I don't feel that, nothing are happening. So I know, I understand that microbiome, my microbiome working very good.
Mm. I like when mine short circuit. Get more action.
wow. Like, see, but that's what I think is amazing, because the microbiome, just like what you
Sorry. Sorry,
Hey,
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Rutan, you got
I'm like I'm muted out. You know,
Sorry.
people just mute me out. Just mute me.
I'm sorry. I did it. I got excited.
And so it goes back to what you were saying, Clive, about the microbiome, talking to another microbiome. Like, she ain't even touched the man ain't touched her. but they talking from across the room. And the microbiome done say, hey, sexy, what you said? Are they good? And our microbiome say, oh, listen, The microbiome don't talk.
But
My God.
something funny enough, don't know, Dr. Ruthann, when I met my husband, I saw this man, all 6'4" of him, just standing there with his green eyes, and he's looking straight at me. And as if he pulled me in, I walk up to him and I said, can I help you? 3 years later, we were married.
Wow.
Yep.
I want to add to this conversation, and I know she don't even know I'm bringing her up, so she might not be available to talk. She might be available to talk. I don't know. But her and her husband have such amazing chemistry. It blows my mind every time I see them, when I have been around them, and even through a Zoom, and when I was around them and watching them from a distance in Vegas, I was like, this couple is amazing. I just love their chemistry. So I don't know if you're available. I don't know if you're listening or you fall asleep because you drink too much Crenouille. Pastor Barbara Evans from Nassau, Bahamas. Are you out there? Because you and your husband, your tall chocolate hunk, have such amazing chemistry, Pastor Evans. I want to know, can you share with us like just that chemistry? Like what is that? How? Like, is that the microbiomes talking to each other? Pastor Barbara, are you out there?
I'm here. I'm here. Very pleasant. Good night to all. I call him my gentle giant.
Well, he's nice
He's
and
6
tall
feet
like a
6.
giant.
I'm 5'5". So tell me that ain't chemistry. And so they always say opposites attract. But I think it's just a connection. I mean, ours is more spiritual than anything else, and I think it comes from within, and then it spills on the outside. So I think it's just pure chemistry with us. We're the total opposite, but when we come together, we it falls all into place. So that's it for us.
Wow, I love that. That makes so much sense. And and understanding Pastor Barbara now more and more about the microbiome, does that chemistry, do you think that it does play a role, the microbiome, in creating that chemistry and being a part of that chemistry?
Most definitely. And I'm so happy we're having these kind of conversations, it'll be good if more people can get on and learn more about this microbiome, because it makes a whole lot of sense. Yes, sure.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm sorry that I put you on the spot. You know how I always like
That's
to put
okay.
people on the spot, but
Yeah,
I know you are the speaker. You're the speaker amongst many speakers, so I know you always ready. I surprised. Hey, I surprised you ain't had no sharp comment, because you fire on your mouth. You're a little fiery.
Well, I already drink my potion, so I kind of winding down.
I know it had to be something, because I know you would have done. You would have had it on lock. But yeah, like you said, you heard her, guys. Her and her husband, Pastor Dr. Evans and Pastor Evans, they have such amazing chemistry. I'm telling you, when you are around them, you actually feel it. Like, you feel the energy from them. Like, y'all don't understand it. Like, you can feel, like she says, her gentle giant. You feel the gentleness from him, that he is kind, that he is gentle, but then you also feel her fire. Like, and so like the opposite in their relationship really truly attracts, but you feel it from them. And like, I feel, Clive, how can you kind of explain that? Does that go back to what Dr. Diaz was talking about, how our microbiomes do talk, and that is your microbiome, can it be portrayed on the outside, even though it's an intangible thing that's on the inside?
Yeah, because you have a cloud of microbes that surround you. You may not, but you can't see them. but we all walk with a cloud of microbes that surround us. So when you meet persons, you're interacting with them. It's not only just physically talking to the person, you are being checked out emotionally and psychologically, because the person is saying one thing with their mouth, but your mind is seeing other things that they are not saying. So it takes more than just your brain. Because the microbes are both inside and outside your body. That is what helps the body to be able to stay relevant in our environment. So you read your and interpret your environment, and all of us have our microbes. Um, and we know that it's real because the study that was done, I believe, by John Hopkins University. Remember, I said that one of the party took the antibiotics, and it impacted the other person's antibiotics, and they did not take it. That is how much microbes relate to each other. Your very home environment has its own microbiome, and some persons' microbiome in their home, the profile is very poor. Other persons, the profile is very rich because they don't use a lot of toxic stuff in their environment. They don't use a lot of chlorine bleach, and they don't use a lot of other toxic cleaning agents. And they open their windows and their doors, and the outside environment is interacting with inside their house. Those persons who will use a lot of the AC and everything like that, and use a lot of chemicals inside there, the profile of the microbes in their home is different, and they use a lot of toxic stuff to clean their house, all kind of sanitizers and everything like that. So all these things impact our microbes, but they are there. We're not seeing them, but they are interpreting our environment for us, and that's how we are able to function and stay relevant in our environment. So it does happen, my friend.
Wow, it's so funny because you said something earlier that triggered a thought in my head.
Mhm.
Growing up, my dad's from an island called Andros in the Bahamas, and they always used to say, Andros gals, they'll say no to their mouth, but say yes in the sand. They'll write yes in the sand with their foot. So, so their foot might be the microbiome. And their mouth will say another thing. So, when you were saying something earlier, I can't remember what it was, but it triggered that thought in my head that our microbiome speaks sometimes for us even louder than us. And then when you said earlier, I think when Miss Brathwaite said something prior to her coming on, you spoke about how that gut feeling, and especially as mothers, we have that gut feeling in our gut,
Mhm.
and we'll say, man, my gut telling me I shouldn't do that. And it definitely probably has something to do with the microbiome. Yes, Mama.
This on a serious note now, no joke. How for this is geared to the doctors on the call. How do you explain why I'm a gay men magnet? It doesn't matter where I go. If there's one gay man in a crowd of 10,000 men, he finds me and he's just talking to me. He'll talk to me all night. I see strange men just come to and just talking. I can tell he's gay, and he knows that he's gay. He knows that I know he's gay, and he's just talking to me.
It's so crazy. And
Mm,
I'm not a medical doctor
uh,
by trade, but it's so interesting that you asked that, is because I was reading an article on that this evening before we came on that spoke about how the microbiome has something to do with even sexual profiles. And
uh,
I was like, huh? Like I couldn't understand it, but it spoke to that. So I'll get you that article because I thought it was so interesting. But Dr.
yeah.
Denise, do you have any thoughts on that?
On the I was hearing Marva in terms of the microbiome, and Marva says she's attracted to gay men.
No,
No,
she's
no,
not
no.
attracted to them. They're attracted to
They're
her.
attracted to her. All
Yeah.
right. What tends to happen? There is also the female aspect and the male aspect when it comes to the gay men, and because Marva, there is the masculinity and femininity in masculine and feminine, and Marva can portray both. If you look at Marva, and we can hear her, we always call her the bedroom bully, but Marva has a certain strength about her, mannish as well as feminine. And those two interactions, those two microbiomes put a certain form of sensuality about her. and they will be attracted to that. And it's the microbiome. It's how the body talks. So when they see her, they will come up with her. You know, she acts in that way, and also she has that soft side of her. So men see men power, or in gay men, they some might be more feminine side, some might be more masculine. So the masculine would see her feminine, or the feminine side would see her masculine side. It goes both ways. So if it's either a female or a male interaction, because Marva has that sort of, you know, she as Clive said it, she releases the pheromone, the releasing of that, you know, microbiome there. It's attracted to them. That's what it is.
Really? Because I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing there. And
Yeah,
then
it's
they just
attracted. It's
walk to me.
attraction. Yeah, it's an attraction, because
Your
you may not be doing
microbiome strong,
anything.
Chaz.
Yes, how she reacts, how she looks, how she portrays herself. I mean, I've not seen Marva in person. I've seen her just a pic, yeah, but it's how she portrays herself, her body language, how she stands up masculinity, femininity in both areas. They would be attracted to that. Because I mean, I would say this to you: lesbians are attracted to me, and when they and I have asked them, I have said, why, you know, I have been very open, you know, and they come up to me, or sometimes they just drop a piece of paper on where I am when I look is for phone number, and sometimes I just ask what you see in me, and you know, they would say, well, you know, we see the strength of certain things that they have been lacking or looking for, and they're just attracted to that.
Well, you know, I have a gay female friend, and she said they're not attracted to heterosexuals. I said, really? She said, no. She said, they always think that because they know that they're gay, that they think they want them, but they don't. They see something different with a gay female than with the woman that's not gay. So I said, maybe it's just her then, or maybe she and a few of her friends. She said, I am definitely not attracted to somebody who is straight. She says.
Yeah, well, I've gotten that from you know, women, because I interact and I ask, and you know, that's what they would see, because they see that side of you. They don't even know if I'm straight or not straight, but what they see, you know, it's attracted to that strength, that, you know, what, like, you know, what is front of them, which they're looking for, so they just physically is drawn to it.
Can I ask a question, Dr. Denise? I know
Yes.
a few persons, like some of my good friends, that are absolute, like, beautiful women. They're strong, they're powerful, but man, they have, like, in when it comes to relationships, they're like a dude. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, like they, you know how a woman, we want to cuddle, they'd be like, okay, I'm done, let me go home. You know, that's just how they are. They'll be like, yeah, you know, I did it and I just got up and I left. I'm like, why didn't you just cuddle a child line into that? Like, where, like how like is that, is it really a hormonal imbalance, or is it just, and I mean, they're heterosexual, you know, they're in a male-female relationship, but it's like they just dudeish. And I just call it dudeish because, you know, and no offense to you, King Clive, at all, in any shape or way or form, or any man on the line, but it's just sometimes how men act. And so instead of being what we would say very, you know, effeminate and feminine, you know, they just dudeish. They just act like men. Not in a bad way, as in not being a man, but just act like men, as in certain things that men would do, actions. They just don't have that. And is that would that be considered a hormonal imbalance, or that's just their microbiome and how it is, how it's set up?
It goes deeper, you know. It is not really hormonal imbalance, but in the formulation of the endocrine system, what tends to happen, the male aspects of testosterones, we have women progesterones and estrogens and all of those things, you know, there's those organs are more functional from a male capacity, yes and no. And all when I say yes, it could be from an hormonal standpoint, and no, it could be from even how you have been raised as a child too. From in terms of conditions could create that environment for you that you turned out to be that way. It may not necessarily be the work of the creator in yourself. And I mean, this has been discussions between gays and lesbians and both ways and so forth. And I am saying is that what I am saying to folks outside there, the discrimination is there, but we cannot, because the fact is that their hormones could, I mean, we have morphodites, but both male and female sex glands. So clinically and in the medical world, they are born with both. We have women like that as well, where their genes get just, together. So sometimes they have both of those kinds of genes within them. And yes, Dr. Rutan, it has, sometimes you just have to direct it to the hormones because of how the genetic makeup is.
We're doing a show, and one of the dancers, pretty little guy, he was gay, but the girls found in the show, caught him, backstage. They thought he was so attractive, and I don't know how they didn't know he was gay. He had all the tendencies and all that. You know where he hid that night? In my room, because we were at a hotel. He came to my room to hide out. And I thought that was kind of strange. I don't know.
Okay, Marva.
I don't know if I was like the mother figure or what. But
Marva again, the masculinity of you.
Yeah, go on. No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything like that. He didn't.
The masculinity of you, it means that you would have hid him. He felt comfortable
Protector.
in being in
Protector.
Protector.
Yeah. Mother Hubbard kind of thing.
Yeah, protector.
No, a protector, as
Protector.
Dr. said, not Mother Hubbard, but a protector. He
Protector.
felt safe. Yeah.
Well, he did say he felt safe with me. I guess maybe because I'm not attractive, but it was a very pretty boy though. And then this other one that worked at my workplace, he was a trainer. And I said to him one day, all the good looking ones are either married or they're gay. And he said to me, Marva, let me tell you something. Any day I wake up and I don't feel like I'm a gay man anymore, I'm sorting you out. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you.
So some of the things that we learned tonight, right? Because you always want to recap. Some of the things, because we're winding down 3 minutes to 11. Some of the things that we learned tonight is that our microbiomes can talk to each other from across the room. And I know Dr. Behe Diaz spoke about that, where your microbiome, the son's microbiome can sometimes get angry when a wife says something about the mother.
That's right. Yes.
So and it can anger within the son, and not the son getting angry, mind you guys, the microbiome inside the son, because remember it's 2 kgs, Clive? King Clive?
Oh, we're about 6 pounds in the entire body.
6 pounds.
Yeah, 6 pounds in the body.
So 6 pounds of this microbiome in our body, guys, belongs to our mom. And so that 6 pounds that is in this man sometimes can hear what the wife is saying about the mother, and it gets angry because you're talking about her that's in him. Y'all hearing me?
Yeah.
The her that's in him gets angry. And so that's when the husband will sometimes retaliate and say something, but it's actually the microbiome talking. The microbiome actually gets angry. And that sounds insane, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound insane?
But it makes sense though, It makes sense.
It definitely does. It definitely makes sense, but it's crazy. It sounds crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing guys presenting, and they are saying your microbiome, the expression on your face, impacts your microbes in your gut, and they grimace like you do, or they show the expression of what is on your face, because they are feeling beings. and they communicate your mood and
Hold
your
on now,
feelings.
Clive. Now, see you gone somewhere again. Now you're telling me the microbiomes could feel and they what?
Yeah,
Clive, man.
they respond to your emotions.
Clive, it's too late to start talking about the
I
microbiome
think
got
I think it
feelings.
might be the other way, though, no, Clive. I think
Okay.
our faces expressing what they're feeling.
Remember, you are seeing what is happening. You hear some bad news. You got a telephone call. You see a sight that disrupts you. So you are seeing it with your eyes, and you are being impacted. What impacts you impacts your gut, your
Okay.
microbiome. Mhm.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, this
Well,
thing is deep, and guess what?
it is.
The studies keep on. That is why this is coming out, because in the last 15 years alone, 100,000 public scientific papers. The studies are going on. You think we hear anything is yet? I was about to say the juiciest part of the information is yet to come.
Watch those words.
Yeah, they're being studied. We are learning.
Charlie.
Yeah, we only know a fraction of what we need to know about these
That's true.
microbes, but
Yeah.
they play a more dominant role in our lives than we like to think.
Yeah. So let me ask you this quick question before we go. 'Cause I know Dr. Rosen want to wrap this up. When I see an attractive man enter the room, who walks over to him, me or the microbiome? Because I'm there. I'm telling him, you're looking fine. Oh my God, you're looking good. I mean, I do it. But so is it the microbiome that's leading me? Because don't think I'm that crazy. Go meet a stranger and go tell him how fine he looks.
Well, again, the gut brain and the brain in the skull, they work they are divorced, they work in tandem to interpret stuff. It's a very intricate relationship. It's very difficult to explain, but both work to keep you going, to keep you function. They make certain percentage of your dopamine, melatonin, serotonin, epinephrine, norepinephrine. So they work together to make the chemicals that make you function. It's a very delicate, intricate relationship. That is why we can't disrupt the gut because it disrupts all of us. We can't even think straight without the gut being well. So the truth be told, if the gut is damaged, we live with a damaged brain. That is why these products are so useful in helping
Yeah.
us to restore our brain.
Yes. Amazing. And that's what we did the Belage and the Hasaki.
All of them
That's
have
more responsible.
metabolites. Yeah, they all have metabolites in it. Because
Mm,
remember that the Asaki alone has 596
I
different
know.
metabolites. And the Bellard has more than 300. So if you
Jeez.
keep on feeding on those things, you are getting smarter by the day.
Woohoo. But you know what happened to me? I've been drinking the sake more often now. And this is last week or the week before. I had a memory that I didn't have for years. I didn't even remember. Because I had that double pneumonia and I lost a lot of things. My head got hit. And I remember that I used to make greeting cards. I didn't have a clue that I used to make greeting cards. And I just all of a sudden I just remembered.
Mhm. Some things are being fixed there, my friend. Something is
Yeah.
happening. Mhm.
Reverse, recover, restore. That's what
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah, man.
about.
These products are very powerful, and we are not to take them slightly because these Japanese scientists, they have been studying this for 51 years. They're ahead of the pack, and they know something that we do not know. And that is why they make all these products with metabolites in it. We
Yes.
must read between the lines. We need these
Mhm.
metabolites. These are the things that make us function.
King Clive or Dr. Denise were asking a question in the group. What exactly are metabolites? Metabolites.
If you want me to, I can speak to it.
Please go. Go ahead.
Okay, so for example, if you eat food with resistant starches or fiber, when you eat that, like, of course, fruits, vegetables, grains, seeds, not lentils, not the refined food that we buy in bottles and bags and cans and things of that nature. That's acidic, refined, and processed. But when you eat complex carbohydrate, fiber, and so on, we are not able to digest it as humans because we only have 17 digestive enzymes. When you consume it, that fiber goes into the colon where you find 39 trillion live microbes. They are the ones that break down the food and ferment it. It is that art of fermentation that these microbes have, meaning that they have the enzymes to digest the food, break it down, ferment it, change it, and extract every last molecule out of the food. These molecules are called short-chain fatty acids, like butyrate, acetate, and propionate. Another name for those are metabolites. Did I make sense a while ago?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
iPhone Joy, I think, or iPhone. Okay, good. Awesome. Are there any other thoughts? Anybody wants to say anything, wants to come up and have something to say? And if not, we'll be closing it out, guys. And we pray to God that you enjoyed tonight's session. So please, and does anybody have anything to say? Just raise your hand so we can bring you up.
No music tonight?
Girl, I had some songs, but I say, you know what, y'all is think I just get a little cray. So, yeah. Y'all just make fun of me. So make fun of me. Any other questions, guys?
Not me. I'm good.
No? You're good? So guys, that's what it's all about. It's really about where we're trying to assist you in the bedroom through the thing that basically takes up most of your body inside that we can't see, touch, feel, which is our microbiome. This is something we are made up of microbial cells. And to me, sometimes that's just scary because it's like, you said it earlier, Clive, to know that something is inside us controlling us more so than us ourselves. That's like crazy.
Yeah, and it's not a matter of us feeling scared. Is that we are learning information we never knew. But this is how it always has been. This thing is what has taken us from crayons to perfume. We are learning now how to appreciate them because we are learning that they do not intend to hurt us or harm us, and God never did ever give them to us for that to happen. So as a matter of fact, I've gone further to suggest to us, why not give our microbiome a name different from what we call them, the microbiome? So for example, I'm Clive Christopher Campbell. I'm calling my microbiome Christopher. So I'm going to dinner. I'm going out to dinner with Christopher.
You're role playing now. You're role playing. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, I'm going to the market to buy something for Christopher. I cannot buy that and take it into my home because I have to protect Christopher.
How about Mavis?
Yes. So
that's not my middle name, though.
No. But
that's the powder I used to use.
That convey this, because these guys means you well. They are given to you. They have been doing different things for you. They even take out the trash for you. They are in your brain. The same microbes in your gut lives in your brain to make you think and make it look good and feel good. So the truth be told, we have to get used to it. These guys ain't going away. They are part of us. Just that we are just learning about them, but let us learn quickly. Go out with them, have fun, go on nature walk and rebuild your microbiome. Take the probiotics and rebuild and get prebiotics and have fun. Exercise, because microbes don't like a lazy body. When you exercise, you build your microbiome. So sometimes you're stimulated to do different things when you have different information. You stop eating certain food because you know it's going to hurt Christopher. So that is a suggestion to you, to bring it home to you, to become more intimately involved in building your relationship with your microbiome, because you can't have bad blood with that which keep you going.
Ooh. So sexually speaking, size doesn't matter because you got the microbiome, right?
Size of what, please?
The penis and the vagina. You shouldn't ask me, because I'll tell you.
It's all about satisfaction. And it helps you to perform at your highest level, to be of your greater good, to be at your best, so that you do what you need to do so that the fire is maintained.
But the fire is coming from the microbiome, or like I said, it's from the size? Because I don't think so. I don't think it's really size.
It's not about size, because a lot of men have certain things, but they don't even have the art of love making and romance and caressing.
Don't do it. Next
They don't,
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
they don't
Child.
have the Dexter.
Oh, Jesus.
They
It's the
got
The
the
Kama
Dexter.
motion
They
Sutra.
in
got
the
no.
ocean, guys.
The
As
ocean with the
Clyde
motion.
said, it's the motion in the ocean. It doesn't
Some of them
matter
got the, some of them got the
2
Dead
inches,
Sea.
1 inch. Yeah, it's how you move it, how you rock it.
Boy.
And the products is just going to help you to your maximum.
Mm.
All right, now.
So Dr. Ruthan, some of them are well equipped, but they're like the Dead Sea, eh?
Man. Well, see, now I know, because I know if y'all ever been to the Dead Sea, you know you was float, right?
You know, in the Dead
Oh,
Sea,
you
you're
can't
floating.
sink in the
You
Dead
can't
Sea, you
sink, you're
know.
only floating.
Oh, Jesus. I'll never forget sitting in the Dead Sea and nearly feel like I was going to just stand on top of it.
Yes, because you float in the Dead Sea. You can't sink.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. So I know if it's like the Dead Sea.
So, gentlemen on this call, if you're at a dinner party with a whole bunch of with all your significant other, and you see all the ladies leave and go to the bathroom one time, oh boy, you know we're talking about one of you had two of you in there.
Yes. Always know that when women go to the bathroom in groups,
Don't tell them. It's a grouping of the microbiomes.
we're all connecting. We're talking. We're having
That's right.
conversations. We're talking.
Oh
But
my
I want
God.
to say thank you so much to the panelists that came on tonight. Thank you, Pastor Barbara Evans. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Queen Marva. Thank you, Dr. Denise. Thank you, King Clive, for joining us for another Sex Talk Thursdays, where we just have a conversation and everybody's able to join in. You're feel free to join in whenever you can, whenever you wish. And it's just to show you how the products can play a role outside of just, the balancing of this and, healing of this or not healing, but trying to reverse, recover, and restore this or, do different things from just sickness. But it's also here to really help allow your body to maybe get to the next level, maybe allow your microbiome to talk just a little louder. Or maybe you don't want it too loud because if that man walks in and it starts going, oh, you're like, you don't need that. You just don't need that. You don't need your eyes to be popping out like, woo, woo, woo. Like
Those cartoons.
Trust me, I see things in cartoons, so I apologize. But
Don't worry. I was seeing
you
the
know,
same thing earlier when you were talking.
so I think that
Let's do it like they do it on Discovery Channel. You better play something, eh? You had to play a song tonight.
listen, guys.
Lisa wants to know when is the next episode.
Well, it'll be next week, Thursday at 10 p.m. I mean, we were gonna stop the call, but I just keep on hearing people ask me, so when we having the Thursday night call, right? I'm like,
Dr. Ruthan,
yes.
if I can inject here, I would like to let you guys know that we are doing our big launch in St. Lucia. I'll send the links out, the flyers out. The whole medical panel is going to be on Sankey Global, Dr. Ruthan, Clive Campbell, Dr. Helen. We are going to launch St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and Barbados in one. Sunday at 6 p.m. We are having a 4-hour talk on Global, moving forward to the islands, and also inviting all our panelists. And you guys just log on, invite. As soon as I get that link, we're going to invite. With flyers out, but we're just having some, and listen, it is going to be a night to remember, really a night to remember. So we're going to just move with the movement as we always do and get our leaders on. We're going to have maybe about 10 plus persons on this panel on Sunday night. So I'm here in St. Lucia. I'm working with teams here, and a lot of other things are happening. My microbiome is in gear. Dr. Ruthan, okay, shush. And we are on top of it, folks. Listen, what we have is very powerful in our hands, and we need to take this to the next level. We don't really know. Marvel, let me tell you something. What we have in our hands, people are just, dribbling over this. And this is information we need to get out, because it is helping, like nights like tonight. So back over to you, Dr. Rutan. I think you need to send us out with a song tonight.
I got y'all.
Yeah.
I got y'all.
Oh, yes.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead.
Let's go,
Me
girl.
crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
I'm in love
with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do.
Oh, you have a question for Clive? Let's go, man. Trust me, I stopped my music just for that. What? Let me stop my
You were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell.
Go ahead. What is your question for King Clive?
Go ahead. We have a question here.
Let's see here.
It's going. Yeah. Go ahead.
Good night to everyone. I would just like to ask a woman that is getting hot flashes, and she has menopause. How does the products really go ahead and alter that or make her feel well or better? How does that work out?
Oh, you're asking for me to
We're
answer
asking
that,
you,
or
King
anyone?
Clive.
What's the first part of the question? A woman is having what?
Hot flashes.
And
Menopause.
Menopause. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, these are mostly hormonal imbalances, So a lady doesn't necessarily, just like how a lady that has experienced like dysmenorrhea, a very serious type of period pains and cramps each month when she see her period, that doesn't have to be her experience. If she were to change her diet, and if she were to supplement and stop taking the antibiotics, etc., then she can fix the period. She's seen her period and she's not experiencing all that pain and discomfort. In a similar way, when a lady is experiencing hot flashes and hormonal imbalances in menopause, that can be fixed through your microbiome, because oftentimes it is a microbial imbalance, a damage that is causing her to have those experiences. So what you do, you combine or use all four of the Sankey Global products, and now you are able now to address a lot of those imbalances that in the gastrointestinal in the lady's system, so that she can experience a better type of menopause.
Thank you very much.
Yes, but try the products. The Inner Seven and the Bellage, at least to start with, and then you incorporate the other two products, the Conwifier and the Asaki, to ensure for the long-term health benefits and so on. But all these situations can be fixed. The doctors struggle to do what the microbiome was designed to do.
That's right. That's correct.
And I want persons to know I've been, I did that commercial for the Conwifier, and I have had it out on Facebook. And when I tell you, persons have been responding like crazy to it. And not only that, I had somebody started and they were like, man, this is working. And it was literally, they only got a 5-day supply. And they literally could feel the difference even in eating, that they weren't as hungry. And, trust me, the products work. It's not one of those things that you have to try and lie about, because people are going to feel the difference. I had somebody, my new caregiver, she started, she drank the Belage. And guys, let me tell you something. She was like, Ruthann, that flushed me right out. Flushed her right out. So yeah, I'm telling you, she was blown away by that. She was like, wow, I've never had that type of experience. She said it was a full clean out. And that was with the Belage. So get on the products, guys. Get on the products.
You know what? I can't believe we have to say it more than once to get on these products. It's just so amazing. I just can't understand when you have to be pumping anybody or telling them one on one, try it. I just don't want to say it anymore because I'm thinking if they could see how I'm behaving, I am walking and swinging my hand and swinging my hip before I could hardly lift up my foot, and now I'm ready to paint the ceiling. You know what I mean? So, people just need to get on board.
Yep. It's as simple as that. But as Pastor Barbara said, she said, let's play us out. She's ready to turn on the candles, and I like the candles. So we're going to play us out, guys, and we will see you on Sunday as they launch with Dr. Denise. And, you can join intermittently within those 4 hours. You don't have to be there for the whole time, but just join us. Listen in to the panelists, listen in to what they have to say. So, guys, love the shape of you. Let him love the shape of you. Let him do whatever it is that he needs to do to make you and him feel good in the bedroom. So, guys, good night. And enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you.